everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. As you can see, we are going to have another wet, watery, painty day. So what I want to do is make some papers for the Gnome Life Journal. Sorry, I just realized I have spatters of paint all over the place and I'm trying not to get it on my shirt. I tried one piece just to see what I want to do. So anyhow, what I think we're going to do, I want, you know, those bright rainbowy colors instead of maybe coffee dyed paper. So that's what we're going to make. And I hope you guys can see okay. It's kind of cloudy today. I don't know, weird weather, but anyhow. So I'm just going to take a large-ish paintbrush. This just cheapy. A lot of times you can get these in like bags at craft stores full of all different brushes. You know, there's all different ones in one package. Sorry. Brain. And of course, this paper is just copy paper, so it is not going to work like, you know, the watercolor paper. You're not going to be able to get as much of the blooming and those kind of things, but I kind of have an idea for that, so that's what we're going to play with. But, you know, it still gives you a cool effect. And then once they're dry, they're going to have that same sort of feeling as coffee dyed would. Wow, I'm struggling today with words. It's because I'm doing this and talking, and this is new, so it's not as autopilot-y. And again, I am not a professional watercolorist, so I know I'll do things wrong. I apologize now. I'm just going to take some Distress Oxide in the peacock feathers. So this is going to help give me a little bit of a, you know, more splatter or whatever you want to call it. A little more variation, right? Because it's going to bloom a little bit. And then what else? Let's use, do I want this or do I want maybe, yeah, this is the Festive Berries. And I may have to take a hand wash break at some point because these, I'm awful. I know you're supposed to wash them off and I don't. So there you go. My fault. Take a little bit of the Wilted Violet Distress Oxide, this one. And I'm going to use that. Where did my little fan brush is what I want. And clean water. I don't have a spray for this. That's why I'm using the ink pad. So yeah, just, I don't know, something fun and bright to put in the journal with those gnome pages. So yeah, that's kind of all I'm gonna do. I know that's real boring probably, but some of you might like it. They are fun and they come out very happy, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna get just one of my scrap pieces of paper here. No, that's not gonna stay up there. I have like a Jenga house happening over here because I'm in my kitchen again, so it's just, I just have a nice, it's the dining room table. It's just big and flat and I can put all the paint and junk around that I need. And I can't really do that up in my craft room very well because there's all the stuff that I use for videos all around me. So it's just easier if I come down here and do a little setup and then leave that as is, because it's just what it is up there. And I don't know what else to say about it. There's just too many things I need while I'm videoing, so. And I mean, I could take it all off the desk and then put it all back on the desk, but this is even easier than that, believe it or not, having to bring the camera and everything down here is easier. Okay, So we can do some different colors. And I just have my Arteza watercolors that I've been using the last few days that you've seen me use. The 36 Arteza. Just use whatever watercolors you have. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm just, look at what I'm doing. I'm not doing any, you know, Monets or anything like that. So just run with it because it's fun. And see, because this brush is wide, when I dip it in my paint, it goes in two colors. So I'm kind of getting a little bit of that double blended color thing happening, which is kind of fun because that gives you a little ombre thing happening, which is nice, sort of, not really, but need a little more water. And you can blend them into each other however, and I know I'm probably shaking everything, but you know, it happens. Let's see, what do we want to put on this one? Maybe a little carved pumpkin, which I know it seems crazy to put these colors together like this, but I think once it's in the journal, even though these are colors you might not normally put together, I think that it'll work because it's all sort of rainbowy colored, you know? Like, I don't know that I would put these together for just any, I mean, blue and orange go together, at least that's what they say. That's our college football team, is blue and orange. It's a little wow for my taste, but I'm just gonna put some of this picked raspberry, which is kind of pink, or very pink. And maybe just a little bit of the festive berries. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. Then I'm going to lay it out to dry. And we'll see how these come out. And I'll show you when they're dry. Like, I'll pause, get them dry, and then come back. And I may end up doing the other side as well because, you know, when you do this, it's only one side. Sometimes it kind of goes through, but it's not really enough. I'm going to put a little more water in here. It's just water. I guess I could have used the same piece of mop-up paper. I finally saw a hummingbird today, so I made more hummingbird food because I put that out last week, and it's kind of good if you change it once a week or more, depending. If you have lots of birds, obviously you're gonna go through it anyhow, but we don't get as many as we did for a while, and I think it's because of all the building that's gone on here. They really don't like that, which I don't blame them. I tend to agree. Nothing makes me crazier than lots of people. It's nothing personal, it's me. I just don't, my brain doesn't function properly around a lot of people. All right, got another one. That's why I love doing this, because it's just me. Even though I'm hanging out with all of you, I don't feel weird because I'm in my house, you know, and everybody's not standing here looking at me. But if I was doing some thing on a stage, oh, forget about it. That is not happening. So this is perfect for me. Gotta get some fresh water here. I need some green with that, I think. So what are you guys all up to? Anything fun? I'm just loving this watercolor thing. I don't know what has gotten into me, but it's like, can we just watercolor forever? I just am really having fun with it. And the bright colors. I think I just got in the doldrums with all the dark, or not necessarily dark, but you know, the neutrals. That's the word I'm looking for. Oopsie, I just wrinkled my paper. Not that it'll really matter, but. So again, this is just, if you haven't watched my videos before, this is just a box that I've, big, huge box, that I've put another piece of cardboard in the bottom and then put tape all over it so that it, you know, packaging tape, so that I can get it a little bit wet. I mean, I wouldn't want to pour water in here, obviously, because the sides are still just cardboard box, but, you know, it works pretty good. For this, I am using Twisted Citron. Some fresh water. And I'm sorry you can't see all the things. I got a couple of jars of water, and I try to keep one clean, and you know, the other one's just the dirty water. So what else do I want to put with that? Got a mess already. Maybe some Salty Ocean. We're going blue and green on this one, obviously. And maybe a little yellow. I don't know how this yellow will come out, if it'll even look like anything, but we'll try it. It's the Squeezed Lemonade Distress Oxide. I say try to keep, yeah, it's not going to be a whole lot different than the green. A water clean, because I always end up dipping my brush, my dirty brush, in the clean water at some point. It's like, what are you doing? And you could paint with these too, if you wanted to. You don't have to just, you could do some cool, you know, whatever you want to do. Go for it. You don't have to just splatter them. It's just they kind of do the oxidizing thing a little bit better when they're like a bunch, you know. So I'm going to go with that for that one. Ooh, I think these are going to be cool, you guys. I'm excited. So I'm going to keep going. If you're done with this project, you can... I understand it's not rocket science, right? Yes, we are putting watercolor on paper, but I just thought you guys might want to hang out with me if you're crafting your own things, or maybe you're going to do this too for your gnome journal if you're going to make one. I'm very excited if you guys want to show me. I'd love to see what you're doing. It's always very fun. I know I'm not super good at keeping track of like my Instagram and all that, but I do try to, at least if somebody comments, try to comment back or whatever. Just a lot of things. And you do Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It's a lot. And then of course I have my time hog, my Glowforge. That totally hogs my time. Okay, that's clean gotcha. Let's do some purples maybe again. Oh, you know what? I should do some yellow, huh? Yeah. I'm gonna do purple right now because that's what I got on here. I do love purple. Let's do... Anyway, I kind of already did this, but they're going to end up with some similar ones when I'm just using these type colors. So you know what we need to do is red. Maybe the next one we'll do red and yellow. So let's see, get some water. I don't know what color I want to use, sorry. Ooh, let's use this. It's my Blueprint Sketch. It's one of my favorite Tim Holtz oxides. It's just a real pretty color of blue. Don't know. See, the whole thing with this kind of paper is it doesn't do a whole lot to do any design. So let's see if we spray it, if it does anything. No, see, so that's kind of a fail, but that's okay. Put a few more just so it looks even. I have my windows open if you're wondering why you can hear the birds so well. It's cool-ish, but it kind of feels good because we got up to like 90 degrees this weekend. I think I said that to you guys, but I'm like, what in the world? How does it go from 30 degrees to 90 degrees? So, yeah, crazy. Pretty sure I told you that, but. It's just kind of nutty. This one may end up just being collage fodder. Tear it up. I'm gonna try stuff. See, if I had, if I was using the regular, this one, watercolor paper, you get more movement with that, but it didn't work with this kind of paper. What else? Here's some of the pink. Sorry, I know those little things in there are annoying. And then what if we... And we'll see what happens when we come back to it. If those little pink dots do something cool. Again, on this kind of paper, it's not ever going to be as exciting. And then the cool thing about this stuff is you can use it on the back of tags, you know, collage fodder, because you could do more to it. You don't have to just leave it like this. It just kind of gives you a little something. And it's usually a little lighter, so if you put it on the back of tags or whatever, you can still write on the tag because it's not like super dark. Try to use up some instead of just wiping it all away. You can even use the paper towel. I did that with my Alice in Wonderland journal. I used it on that one. Used a piece of the paper towel on the, when I did the Red Queen. And the tags that turned into a pocket. If you don't watch my channel, you're going to be like, what in the world is she talking about? I'm cleaning off these watercolors because I've gotten blue and red and all the mess. So I want them clean for this. Okay. My hands already. Ay, ay, ay. So we said we're going to do red yellow, right? So let's do that. See, I put our dirty brush in the clean water. Ugh. Every time. I have to do it every stinking time. We got all the birds out there today, gee. Even the crows. I really don't like them, and I don't like starlings. I don't like crows because they're just loud and kind of obnoxious. I don't like the starlings because they pick on the other birds. And I just found out last summer, I was looking up stuff on starlings, like how to keep them away because they were pulling the eggs out of the nests of other birds. And I guess they were brought here, like they're in England, in the UK, but when people came here, they brought starlings with them. I'm like, why? I know there's a lot of things they brought with them, but I'm just saying, because they, oh my gosh, those birds drive me crazy. They're so awful to the other birds. I mean, they are a pretty bird. I do like the speckly coat, or whatever you call it on a bird, feathers. It's very pretty, but they're not nice at all. It's orange. Yeah, don't like, not my fave. Good day with you. Just get real splattery. These paintbrushes, this is one that I cut the end on to get the splatters more, and so they're all falling apart because they're old and gotten wet and dry and wet and dry. Yeah, they probably weren't very expensive to begin with. Let me grab a paper towel. Okay. Wipe that off, and I think we're gonna put maybe some purple with that. See what we get. I don't know if I like the brush marks, but we'll decide after what we like and what we don't, because sometimes it surprises me. Okay, that one's gonna go get dry. Do I want to spray it with, maybe let's do this festive berry. Because I don't love that line. It's pretty obvious in the center there. I don't know, we'll see. I think in a journal, it'll look cool. Ooh, I know what I want to do. This is another thing I've been hooked on. Sorry, it's real boring in between, but you can fast forward if you're like, oh my gosh, lady. Many of you are so kind and just hang out with me when I do these crazy things. Ah, sorry, whole box moved. All right, so we need actual clean water. And I've done these this week, so this isn't like new information or anything. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do first? I want some kind of background, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and put down maybe just some yellow. I just want some kind of color to the paper first. You know what I'll probably have to do is get this dry, huh? Otherwise it'll be weird. Ah. Just want a light color on there of some kind. Just kind of orange over here, but we've had a squirrel too coming all the time, and Pasha just loves to watch him. He was up in our tree the other day when Pasha walked out onto the patio, and the tree is just right above the patio, and he was squawking and squeaking at Pasha. Yeah. He actually scared Pasha enough that he went and sat in the corner. I was like, oh, you're a great cat. All right, I'm gonna pause for a minute and get all these dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and I got these dry, and I wanted to show you guys, I did go ahead and paint the back of them because they did need it, but I do like, even though this one looked kind of weird when I first did it with the paintbrush, the fan brush, it turned out great, and I did the back just blue because a lot of that was coming through. And then this is those funny little circles are almost like blended in entirely, and that's the back. Just did some color on the back because I didn't want it to, the splatters on the other side to seep through to the original side, if you see what I'm saying, because they already see how they do. But I think that's fine. I just, you know, I just want the color is what I'm looking for. So I originally showed you guys these when I came back, and then I'm like refilming this part of the video because I did this and I wasn't excited with it. This was the yellow page that I did right before we left, and then I let it dry. And I did this when we came back, which I like that. But then I played a little bit with food dye, just regular, you know, food color dye. And I mean, it ended up drying and looking okay. I don't mind it, but I kind of figured out a better thing to do. So I'm going to show you that instead. So I'm going to take one of these and just paint it again. And actually, I don't think I'll do yellow this time. I'll do like a blue instead. We'll just kind of maybe do it a little bit lighter. I need a plain water closer to me here. I mean, this is very dark, but water. And now, of course, you can add in other colors. You don't have to go straight back and forth like I'm doing. This is just how I wanted to do these. But you could do, you know, some blobs here and there. It's just this kind of paper doesn't take watercolor the way, you know, like watercolor paper does. So it's, I don't know, I don't think you're going to get the same effects. It's kind of like when I put those circles on and they didn't really go anywhere. So I don't think you're going to get that type of effect that you might want to get by adding lots of colors like I do when I watercolor and watercolor paper and I put a blob here and blob there and, you know, that kind of thing. I don't think that'll work on this because it just, this copy paper just kind of sucks up the color and then that's it, you know. So I'm going to flip it over. And we're going to do this side. The other thing about doing it this way is it does kind of dry pretty fast. I'm going to take a little bit of another color so that it'll be real similar, but it's just a little bit more turquoisey, maybe. I mean, obviously you can get a little bit of movement, but I just feel like you're not going to get the kind of movement that you might want using copy paper. But you can do it however you want to do it because it's your thing. Okay, so I did that, and then I just took my Distress Oxide sprays. I just got a better result doing it this way. Do both sides. That's what I figured out. That's what the result thing is that I'm talking about. The result is just better when you paint both sides at the same time. And I'm sure you get that. And so this is Wild Honey. Okay, and then I'm going to put this out of the way to dry. And I will spritz, well, yeah, let's just spritz the back a little bit with some colors too. Sorry, I can't make up my mind ever. Okay, so then I'm gonna let that dry. And I just think you get a better result. I'll show you the one I just did. I got stuff all over my fingers. I just thought it wasn't very exciting watching me do, you know, the backs of all those, because all I was doing was just painting one color across the back of them. And I'm like, well, that's kind of boring. And then I started playing around some more. And I'm like, it works a lot better to do both sides at the same time. And then after it's dry, if you want to add the swatches, you can do that. Finally remembered what those were called. I actually had a subscriber say that. And it's like, I remember when I get off the video, but for some reason when I'm doing the video, I cannot remember swatches. Like that just does not come into my head as a thing. So anyway, the joys of the old brain. Well, when I get doing this stuff too, my thinking isn't the best because I'm thinking about what I'm doing and all of that as well. So, you know, y'all get it. Y'all been there. Or at least I hope so. Either that or you're just laughing your hiney off, and that's fine too. Definitely worth a laugh at times. Okay, so this is starting to get stained from all the colors, but I mean, that's why I made it. It's better that stained than my tabletop, right? Okay. Oh, there goes my cat after a squirrel. Great. He's starting to get guts now. Oh, what am I doing? I was going to show you the one I did. Yeah. Okay. So this, it's not quite dry yet. But this is the one I did where I did both sides. And see, it just comes out so much better. And then I did my little swatches there. And I will trace around those. So what I'm going to do right now is go get a pen. I'm going to pause you for a minute. Get this entirely dry, and then we'll do a little doodle on it. Okay, I am back, and it's all nice and dry. You can hear the crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. And then I'm going to do a little stamping, just a little. Just a little, I say, right? And this is just a kind of a latticey or a, I don't know what you would call it. I don't want to go this way. Maybe I want to go this way. Stamp, I'm not really sure, but it makes the checkerboard sort of pattern. Easy for me to say. And then you could put, you know, like a little, let me come in a little bit more. A little gnome, one of the little painting gnomes on there. He's just having a good old time, but I'm also going to put some other things too. Just some things I got. Stampin' Up stamps, old Stampin' Up stamps. Thank goodness I have them, right? Because I'm so mad because I ordered those, some really cute like palette and paintbrushes, and they're stamps that are all those type of things. And it's not coming until the 12th. I'm like, I might be almost done with this by then. So anyway, who knows? But anyway, he's going to be painting this little mushroom orange, which it is kind of orange. So that works out well. Oh, I know, my pen. You're like, I thought you went and got pens. I did, but I stopped and got a whole bunch of other junk too. And I just got that black all over right here, so I'll probably get it on everything else if I don't wipe it up. It's on the lid of that stamp pad. So I'm gonna, you guys have seen me do this. I just am going around the swatches. And you don't have to do that. I just like it, but you do how you like it. You do you, boo, as the saying goes. I just like them like that. Glue this little guy on. I just think these will be such cute little pages. And then you can easily write on that. I mean, it's definitely writable. He's just been busy painting the whole page. That's what he's been doing. This little dude. I guess I should have moved that over a little bit more, but it's on there now. And then you can just kind of, you know, do a little ground sort of thing. Sorry, I'm shaking everything again. Bring it up there so you can see. Yeah, just fun. I don't know. I think they'll be adorable, but if it's not your thing, I get it. Because these bright colors really aren't like, I usually am not even into it, but just am feeling it lately with the bright colors. So I'm sure I'll go back to my neutral thing. I like it, but this particular page would be like a, there it is. So fun, fun, fun. I hope you guys like these. I hope you make some if you got the kit, because I think they'll just really add a little something to it. So I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and we will chat again soon. Love you guys. Bye.